Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Xaereth Prevails, a Grand Arena story. Guys, we're in the final week of 5v5, and we're actually in the semifinals today. I've had a pretty good season up to this point. I think I lost one. I lost it by 3 banners, and it was a total shocker that I lost the battle that I did. I've been playing pretty decently, in my opinion. So this is our Friday night fight that we always do. The Gambit Fight Night, I guess, is what it's actually called. So I'm doing a voiceover for this one because I don't want you guys to have to listen to my co-host and guests' drunk ramblings every week. I don't need to subject you guys to that. No, solo's actually great, and our guests are almost always pretty great too. This was no exception, but anyways, let's actually move forward. So my opponent places a pretty decent defense, and I faced him before. I beat him last time I faced him, but that was before Galactic Legends were even a thing, so it's been a while. And all I really remember about that match was feeling nervous about the next match, which those nerves were actually pretty justified because I just got my hindquarters handed to me like really, really hard. That was one of my meltdown episodes. It wasn't great. It wasn't pretty, but let's move on. Let's not dwell on meltdowns. Let's see. So one of the things I'll say about this fight, though, is my opponent definitely does play some good defenses, and he attacked first, so I could see what he had done, and I wanted to try something against his Darth Revan team, and I'll talk more about it when we get there. Let's just go here real quick, though, guys. Let me transition to thanking my patrons, guys. I really appreciate your support. Man, you guys have been so good to me. I really appreciate every single one of you for everything you do. Well, I'm pretty sure some of you do something that I would protest, but in general, I appreciate everything you do for me, anyways. Alright, guys, let's actually get into the fight, shall we? My opponent did attack here initially. He attacked like right away, which is always nice. It's nice to see, and I'll show you guys. I think I show you guys my defenses, and then there's I placed a decent defense as well. Just trying to mix it up, trying to trap a little bit here and there, as I am wont to do. So you can see he beat my front zone. Gosh, I didn't actually check to see what kind of banners he got. I didn't start tracking them, I don't believe. So I one-shot my front zone and my back zone. You can see I have the Sith Eternal team. I was kind of hoping, some of the times I was gambling here. Some of the time he keeps Supreme Leader Kylo on defense, and when he does that, then I can, like, he doesn't have a great answer for Sith Eternal because he doesn't have troopers. He doesn't, like, he could take it down eventually, probably, and maybe in the first shot, I don't know, but this would actually cause him issues, I think, so based on my scouting. So did that. Full Bastard, Darth Revan team, of course, down, and so he beat those 2 zones, and then he got to my top zone. Failed once against General Skywalker before clearing. Failed twice against Jedi Training Rey before clearing, and then couldn't quite get past Padme. So I was pretty sure he was just done. I mean, these number of fails, like, he already used 4 pretty good teams to get through my bottom zones. And this represents probably his 5 next best teams. So yeah, yeah, I was pretty sure he was done. So his defense, he's got Nest with Rey and Vader Chewie with relics, which that actually proved to be a pretty big stumbling block for me. And then the ever constant General Grievous with Nute team. That squad, man. And then up top, he's got a Relic Mothra team with a Relic Cara, and Cara Dune has some speed on her. So he's on the right track. Maybe not the most optimized Mothra team, but still a pretty big threat with all those relics. He's got the Kylo Ren team with Red Trooper and Hux. Like, whew, that's scary, man. It really is scary. Like you can't use a lot of teams because you can't gain turn meter. So you gotta use a good team, and then Jedi Training Ray. So real quick, I debated for a while trying to figure out what Ray team or what Ray counter. It's like I was pretty sure he had Darth Revan in the back. Like he always has Darth Revan in the back, and I've been wanting to use Vader to counter Darth Revan, but I didn't want to use my Jedi Master Luke team. I needed him just in case my opponent placed another serious team in the back, like Supreme Leader Kylo. He does place sometimes in the back. This team made the most sense to me. So, anyways, we've got this iteration with Imperial Probe Droid and Traya as the two kind of sub-ins. So we've got there's not really much damage here. Their nest doesn't even have that much tenacity. So we just need to go slow. This is the thing. I take criticism for this because I take my time trying to take out a Rey team instead of just trying to take her out in one hit. And so my thought though, like, why rush it? Like, unless you desperately need to get 60 banners, which sometimes you do, I grant you. You definitely it's just take your time, guys. It truly is important to do that. So, anyways, I did make a mistake there. I meant to do a Force Crush on Nest so she didn't hit me back. Obviously, didn't work for me, but anyways, we got Traya a turn. Sorry, we got Thrawn a turn. Let me pause for 1 sec so I can catch up on this. So we got Thrawn a turn. He needs to fracture. The reason I took IPD was because I needed to get rid of the taunts, and so we passed the turn to Imperial Probe Droid. Probe Droid wiped them out, the taunts out, and then Thrawn was able to fracture Rey, and Traya at some point in there was able to put Isolate on Nest so she wouldn't be able to hit me back anymore or gain any kind of bonus turn meter or anything. I did manage to kill Gear 12 Vander, or rather Zalbar. I probably should have been working on Vander more though, because keep in mind, guys, so Vander has that buff on him. Not anymore, but whenever he's got a buff, I think that's what it is. Whenever he's buffed, I do 25% less damage to light side characters. So he's like this weird indirect buff character. So I should have been targeting him more, but he's so easy to just ignore, you know? Yeah, totally should have been focusing him more. And you'll see that kind of come into play later. So I shot him here. Now I can't kill him at all. I don't know. It's turning into like this mini fiasco. I decided, like, Nest had already gotten to her damage immunity, so we could take her out. Decided to go for Rey here a little bit. She's still fractured, as you can see. If we can make it so that she, like, maybe with this many debuffs we can actually kill her. Killed L3 here, and it's like, man, if we just need to kill Vander Chewie here, if we can. Didn't quite get it, and this was the fail, guys. So you see Vander, he didn't have a buff a minute ago, and then Thrawn comes up and shoots him, gives him speed up. So now Vander is blocking damage, so 25% less. I probably would have killed Rey there if I hadn't killed if I hadn't buffed Vander. So that's my own bad. I'll take it on the chin for that one. But now she's got her ult, which, I mean, that happens. We're fine. Everything's fine here. How are you? So yeah, just need to finish off Vander, finish off Rey, and we're not gonna get great banners here, but still got the one shot, and my opponent failed. Like, I was feeling relaxed. Like, I'm not going for any top prizes here. I'm just trying to have a perfect-ish season, trying to win GA Center, which is another big deal. If I win this one, I have a pretty good shot at actually winning the whole GA Center. So for in the Elite Division, which is a thing that's run by the Escape Pod cast. Here we are. I decided to use Jedi Revan here with Basti lead. Wanted to try Shock as the 5th instead of Hoda, for no other reason than to just kind of show people a different comp, a variant comp. Shock T can do a lot of cool things, like she can cleanse all the debuffs if there are some, which isn't as relevant with Basti lead because she gives all the tenacity to everyone, but otherwise, I mean, she can call an assist, she can heal people, and yeah, so here's the thing. We need to kill B2, so we get him out of hiding after doing all these AoEs and everything. The starting is a little more awkward with Shock T than Hoda. You know, Shock T can actually do some good stuff, though, obviously. So I decided to just dispel Magna Guard and hopefully land that debuff so that he can have the buff immunity. Now we just got to kill B2 before Grievous gets an AoE, if that's at all possible. If it's not possible, and you gotta pay the taxes here. Clearly Grievous got a turn before I could go, so that wasn't my favorite thing. And they're starting to get debuffs on me already, so not my, I keep saying not my favorite thing. There's a lot of things about this fight that are pretty scary though, actually. So hopefully, you know, they healed B2 a little bit right before he came back to life. That was scary. I did put, this was a fail. I should have probably targeted someone else with that buff from Shock T, because Grandmaster Yoda isn't an attacker, so he's not going to be able to be stealthed anyways. So anyways, we killed B1 or B2, and Jedi Revan's about to die. In fact, there he goes, healed over. I got to get him back, and this is turning into a potential slog. So Jedi Revan, man, he's even a Relic 5, and I put a bunch of protection on him. He's just pretty squishy. Even with all that bonus protection, he's still a pretty good candidate for a thrashing from the other team. And so we got to protect him. Luckily, I did manage to get a bunch of buffs on him, a bunch of health, and the best part of it is the AI decided to hit Jedi Revan instead of actually hitting someone that, or they hit Jolie instead of someone who mattered, like Jedi Revan. So I managed to kill Magna Guard there. Didn't really matter. All I needed was for Jedi Revan to survive long enough to get the mark on Grievous. And now that he has mark, we can just power through on this one. Once again, it's not going to be great banners. I think Hoda would have been a better choice here instead of Shock T. Shock T can come in the clutch a lot, but in this particular instance, I think maybe Hoda would have been better. But I suppose I'll let you guys decide. Be the final judge of that. Well, I'll let you guys decide what you want to believe. How about that? Because I'm pretty firmly in the camp that Hoda would have been better. But everyone can have their own opinions, apparently. It turns out that's a thing. So, kill Nute. Does one last FU move to us. Pay the taxes just for fun. Call an assist out of spite. And 56. Not great, but once again, we're not going for efficiency. We're just going for a full clear. We got one shot here, didn't waste a team. And in the back, man, I was so surprised. Let's rewind just a tiny bit here. Whoa, that's a little too far. Yeah, so he always puts a Galactic Legend in the back, and obviously he did not here. He put Commander Luke, which is actually almost as good as a Galactic Legend in terms of, like, that's a really tough team to prepare for if you're not expecting it, and he almost never places it, so good on him for doing it, but I'm a pretty cautious man. So I brought Grievous here to counter, and they shot Nute, which was the poorest choice. The best choice for them would have been to shoot Magna Guard. I still probably win that, but it's less in my favor to do that. So I'm trying to get target lock on Luke. Luke has his Zeta though, so it's going to be tough in that stance to actually land a target lock on him. So that's why I was targeting C-3PO initially here just to try to land it. As long as I'm in stealth initially, then I can target whoever and they're not going to hit me back anyways. But we want target lock here. Number one, because if I hit them and they have target lock, they can't hit me back, which is every bully's like dream, right? And secondly, every time I hit someone with target lock, it gives me my whole team turn meter, and it gives double turn meter to Grievous. So now we have 3 guys with target lock. 3PO is probably modded for tenacity or some asinine BS, but once we kill Chewie, then things start to crumble for them. Like, we haven't taken any significant losses yet, and other than Nute's first life, but really who cares? Like, it's almost satisfying if he dies anyways. We kill Chewie first, then kill Han if you can. Chewpio, Luke, like targets of opportunity. I mean, it kind of just plays itself, honestly. If you have some decent common sense in terms of like how to play the game, like once you kill Chewie, then after that you can kind of just muddle through and do well. So 56, once again, not the best, not getting great banners, but getting through them in one shot, which is sometimes that's what you need. You need to embrace the 56. Now here's an interesting one. I was faster than all of the Mothra characters, and so I took troopers here. We got to be careful though. I'll pause it for a sec. We got to be careful because if we do an AoE and we crit Biggs, he is going to immediately get a turn. He's going to get out like is it bonus turn, or is it, I think it's just 100% turn meter, which means he'll go next. He'll call everyone to assist, and it will turn into a huge, ridiculous mess, and it will absolutely favor the Mothra team because they're all relic, they all support each other. It's crazy. So we're doing single shots here, targeting one guy at a time, and AoEs are great. Man, I wanted to do an AoE on Biggs, but I decided, man, okay, so if I want to wait for this AoE if I can, because if you can see my stacks, I'm at 9 stacks on all of my troopers, so that means, if I was at 10, I'd be plus 60% offense and plus 60% potency, but, I'm not quite there. I'm at 56 or 54, but I just wasn't ready yet. I didn't want to try putting everything into trying to kill Biggs. I was like, man, if I could do this AoE, I could daze Biggs, but there's a 15% chance of that just failing, and I didn't want to take that chance, because that would end in a loss, most likely. So decided to kill Kara there. It was kind of reckless, actually, because if I didn't get that AoE right off the bat with Veers like I did, and I didn't know he was going to have that AoE, then it could have turned into a huge mess again. Luckily, it didn't. Now, guys, here's the thing. Oh man! So I wanted to try this super bad. I've been wanting to for a while. This team is all Relic 7, except for like Basti, I think, is like Relic 5 or something. It's super high Relic. Maybe HK's lower. I don't know, but my bounty hunters, they're not the right Relic levels for this. One of them is Relic 5. I think that's Jango or Bosk, and then one of Boba, the other 2 of that trio of the Boba, Bosk, Jango trio. The other 2 are Relic 4. Gosh, I took a lot of words to spit that out. And then I'm Relic 2 on Grief and Mando. So severely out Relic. I do, under Jango lead, have enough speed to actually have 2 mass assists that go into them, and they don't have Sith Empire troopers. So if I can kill Basti kind of quick, then maybe I can kill the rest of the squad. I was like, you know what? I have enough teams here. I only have 3 teams I need to kill now, and I still have 2 Galactic Legends available to me and Jedi Knight Luke. I was like, even if this ends up in abject failure, I just want to try this. I want to try bounty hunters. So Bosk taunted, he got frenzy, so if I do a special, then Bosk is going to take another turn. Now, here's where it would have been handy. If my guys had been higher relics, she would have died on that first burst. She would have just been dead. I don't have high enough relics, though, so she didn't. And now, the question is, who do I target here? Do I hit? Do I just finish Basti off? Or do I do a mass assist on Marauder and maybe take him out? That was the question. Like, what do I do? So, looking at turn meters, it looks like Mando's going to go soon. Be able to call an assist as well. It's like, you know, if I do a mass assist on Marauder, I think I still get the next turn, and whoever has the next turn will finish Basti off regardless. So it took a while to debate what I want to do. If Basti just died, this would be so easy, but decided to go for Marauder. I think that was the right choice. Can't take the chance though, guys, because look at all their turn meter. Just got to finish her off. So now we have something tangible to show for it. Like, even if we end up failing. Now, here's a kind of bad RNG piece, guys. I don't know what would have happened. I think I still would have just lost here, frankly, but... And gosh, that was a spoiler a little bit. But here's the thing. So you do this big hit, and instantly, okay, so it hit him. It has the chance to hit someone else. So look at these really faint numbers by Malik. It hits Malik, and it fears Jango. So now, because it hit Malik, not only was it bad that it hit Malik there, it crit him, which means that Malik is going to taunt, so I have to hit him again. He got his force drain, so now Bosk isn't doing great. I thought maybe that AoE would actually just finish Marauder, but he was made of tougher stuff, and then everything just went to total hell. I mean... I was out relicked. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I mean, during the stream, I acknowledged early on, like, this isn't probably going to work. Now, this was something I wanted to do for a while, too. I've done this before a little bit. If Bastil is here, you don't touch this. You don't touch this counter at all. But without Basti here... You could use Night Sisters. They're all relic, not high relic. Spirit has relic 5, I think, is the highest. So I guess Daka has relic 5 as well. And now my zombie is relic 5 because of the Rancor, but not in this fight. So you're kind of sacrificing Talzin because eventually they're gonna get one of your guys down to 50% health. Now you see Talzin has Death Mark on her. She has. She also had shock, so she couldn't even gain turn meter to outgain it, or to outrun it. So she's just gone. Deathmark took her, but and this does work actually, just from start to finish. If you use Night Sisters, you can use Night Sisters against a Darth Revan team with Malik, as long as there's no Basti here. Like it can get pretty sketchy. It's not 100% every time, but once again, I'm like, where else am I going to use Night Sisters? In the remaining teams, I guess I could have used them against Resistance, but one way or another, like, I was pretty confident. I know people in chat were like, this isn't going to work, this is going to be bad. And, I mean, we were all laughing, though, because it was like, I'm probably going to clear anyways. I still have 2 Galactic Legends. At the very least, even if I can't get past this Darth Revan team, at least I can get through... At least I can get through those top zones and get to ships and get a win that way. That'd be an ugly win, but, you know, then I could maybe spend some time to Zerg these guys. But one way or another, I mean, we're doing okay. We got shock here, so didn't try to heal because that wouldn't have done anything. And we really want to keep the aggro off of Old Daka here. If Old Daka dies, then we're probably sunk. So we're at risk often because we can't recover protection, and the second Malik does a force drain on Old Daka, then, as I said earlier, things truly can go to hell. Luckily, we do have Zombie to draw the aggro, and we managed to kill Darth Revan here, and now it just takes a while. I mean, he's got Plague, he's got Tenacity down. Oh, well, he did. Eventually, you can kind of just reel him in. It takes a while, but, you know, they can't prevent revives on anyone but the lead. I know that people have had a success using zombie lead so that Death Mark doesn't actually kill anyone, but I'm not convinced that that's going to work that well. I don't know. I'd like to experiment more with it, but in a lot of ways, this counter is kind of a relic of past times. Like, you're not gonna run into many non-full Darth or full bastard Darth Revens. So, I don't know. A fun counter, not great banners. Obviously, dropped another 7 on the way, but I don't know. Like, still a cool counter. Using Nice Sisters to clean up Darth Revan, especially when Darth Revan is still the leader, and we've only killed one character, and they're all super high relics. I don't know, pretty cool. So now I've got Jedi Knight Luke and Jedi Revan, or Jedi. I don't have Jedi Revan, and I have Jedi Master Luke though. So, just want to kill this team. They've got the Hero Bros, of course. I did the mass assist to kill one of the Hero Bros. That was nice. And now we're going to target BB-8. Now, you got to kill Finn first, though. I do want to say, I've seen a lot of people make the mistake. Like, so BB-8 seems like a really obvious answer. And this was a mistake. You can see I hit BB-8. BB-8 countered. That was a poor choice on my end, just to be clear. I don't espouse, or I don't make excuses for that. I don't espouse that kind of move, I guess is what I was trying to say. But one way or another, you got to kill Hero Finn, or he's what makes the team secretly really good. I mean, they all work pretty well together, but anyways, we're getting enough turns. I mean, 59 because she put an FU healing immunity on Old Ben at the last minute, but I mean, that result was never in question. And now we have Supreme Leader Kylo. People were saying I should undersize it, and I just wanted to cruise to an easy win. So if this is a really close match, then sure, I'm gonna min-max it a little bit. Probably just take 3, take like Hux, and I don't know. Maybe I take 4. I think 4 might be the smallest I would go. I would go. I'd probably take out either First Order Stormtrooper or Kylo Ren Unmasked, or Red Trooper. Really, the only one who's absolutely essential here is Hux. But one way or another, you dismantle this team. You're gonna drop banners, of course. But what you gonna do? So 55 here, and now we've got ships. So we've won. Excellent. Yay, party, woo! You've got Akbar Rebels with a not very fast Biston. Wanted to take Tarkin Empire here. This is such a fun counter, guys. You should try it at home. It's really fun. So we want to kill Biston first. And Vader did not hit as hard as I thought he would. So now they're shooting Bomber. Y-Wing is actually going to take a turn and took out all of Bomber's protection, or at least put that protection suppression ability on him, or the debuff. So anyways, we're going to have Bomber go. Puts the undispellable flaming thing, or burning, on him. And I guess I could target the Falcon here if I really wanted to. But I don't know. I mean, Y-Wing is taunting, so we gotta take care of that. And then Biston really does do quite a bit for this team, so I figured as long as we can, we're in pretty good health here. We may as well just keep going for Biston. Of course, Biggs came in and said, "Hey, shoot me instead." And Vader's like, "Sure, I did that in the movies. I will totally just do that again because I know what it's like." And that's what kind of, we reenacted that a little bit, so that was fun. And Biston was super resilient, but eventually died. And now we just got to kill Falcon. Falcon is doing Falcon things and not dying until it did. So 65 though. I'm still not experienced with that fleet, but man, it's so strong. I need to get Gar and Imperial Super Commando geared. They really do need gear. That fleet can be so good. It can take out anything in the game if you get enough relics and stuff, but what's a man to do? Alright, so we've got, I think this is Chimera here, and this is a pretty good, guys, this is a really good fleet to steal banners, or potentially even win. So I think it is, in fact, Chimera. So look at this starting lineup is really strong. We've got Houndstooth and Bomber, and then TIE Fighter that can evade things, so that's a little scary. And then, like, it's just tough to kill this team. Like, it just is. We got to kill Bomber if we can. So good, we got the Bombered out. But now we've got to kill Houndstooth, and TIE Fighter's tough to kill. And now, the Sith Bomber is here, the B-28. So, call an assist here on TIE Fighter, if I can. Good, good, killed him. But that's a risk, because if he dodges, then we're going to give a bunch of turn meter to Chimera. So, can't get past this taunt, apparently. Can't defeat it. Now they get healed. Can't even target the B-28. But we got daze on everyone here from all the bombs. Now we can target B-28. But Houndstooth is going to take a turn soon, too. Decided to go for Buzz Droids on B-28, though, just because then at least Hyena Bomber can call everyone to assist, and maybe we can get one big hit on him and kill him. Obviously didn't quite work out, but I think he's got a low enough or high enough Buzz Droid count to actually die if Gauntlet hadn't come in at the wrong time. So at this point, like, Chimera's about to be able to annihilate someone. We gotta really, really hustle here, guys. It's getting pretty desperate because he's probably, I've got the taunt on the Hyena Bomber, and Hyena Bomber, you guys know how much of a linchpin that character is. So we got through the Extinction Bomber. Thrawn went and said F you to all of my Separatist ships, but I still had Sunfac alive somehow. And we got Spy and said F you back to Gauntlet, and still got 60 for the straddle on the line of shame for Fleet. So that was good, I guess. Gosh. And yeah, ended up with a decent score. Not great. I mean, acceptable, right? Like, sometimes you gotta try new things, and that Bounty Hunter one could have been super cool if I hadn't gotten bad RNG with Jango. I think I should have just used his basic there, is what I should have done. Instead of doing that big hit that could have potentially hit Malak. Like, everyone was like, oh, terrible RNG. Yes, bad RNG that it hit Malak and crit, but at the same time, like, why am I putting myself in the circumstance and the situation to potentially, like, lose anyways? Like, if I hit him, then I lose the match. Like, that, there's no question that I lose. So I'm giving myself, like, what? Bastie's gone, so giving myself a 25% chance or 33% chance to just auto lose. Like, that's not a winning consistent combination. So anyways, we got to put some relics on Bounty Hunters, try to figure out that that matchup a little bit. But yeah, it was a good match, a lot of interesting stuff going on, and yeah, so hopefully the finals will prove to be I don't know, a challenging win. But either way, guys, thanks for watching. This has been fun, and yeah, hopefully you guys can catch me live. I'm going to be prepping for 3v3 here pretty soon, which a lot of people are going to grimace at, but you know, 3v3 has its good moments as well, and if you don't like playing it, you can watch me struggle at it. So that being said, folks, thank you all so much for watching, and remember that in all things, Xaereth prevails.